Hey everyone, Mike and Kelly here for this episode of Shirley Talk. We've got a pretty emotional series today, and Kelly's going to tell you a little bit about it. We come across a young lady that we're going to give her a pretty good surprise. So what's up with Miss Claudette?
Miss Claudette has stage 4 lung cancer that has now spread to her brain. She's a physical laborer.
Wow.
So she's actually downtown right now working at a construction site. And was supposed to be going to a doctor's appointment during her lunch break.
Wow.
And then was going to go back to work.
So we don't know what physical labor is. We're assuming she's helping people like carry stuff right now. So it's not like it's an easy job, a desk job or anything like that.
No, and the way that her coworkers describe her, they all love her very much. She's a hard worker, and that's her job. So she expects to be there every day. So it's,
We've heard the term upbeat personality, so
yeah,
we'll see.
I'm pretty excited to meet her.
All right, well, let's hit the road and go check out Miss Claudette and surprise her with a $500 check. We'll see you in a few minutes. Well, my name is Mike, and this is Kelly. We're with an organization called Shirley's Way. Have you heard of Shirley's Way before?
Since
Jeff told you about it? Yeah, we try to raise money to help people who are fighting cancer. He was telling us a little bit about your story, and we thought we would just kind of pop in and if you have a few minutes, just kind of talk about your cancer journey and how you found out and what your treatments. Have you started your treatments or anything?
Yes.
Is it going okay?
Well, I thought I was actually done with the treatment. Is this recording now?
Yeah. Is that okay?
I thought I was actually done with the treatment because it started in my left lower lobe. But then after I completed those in August, the radiation and the chemo for that, I was supposed to start my immunotherapy, Imfinzi, drug called Imfinzi.
E-N? Yes.
I-M.
Okay. I haven't heard of that.
Imfinzi, and I took one dose of it, and it revealed other areas where cancer was.
Really?
That was totally undetectable.
Yeah.
So the doctors had done all the scans. I wasn't due for another scan until a month later, and
This was in August.
I started the Imfinzi in September. I had a 2-week break.
Okay. All right.
And once I started that, the Imfinzi revealed these other cancers. Because what it does is, when it comes in contact with it, it causes them to swell. And so when it came in contact with these other ones that other scans had not picked up anywhere, it did that. It caused my neck, this area to start to swell, and I called my radiation oncologist, Dr. Regavon. I told him my neck was swelling.
My mom had Regavon.
Did she? He's
Yeah.
wonderful.
Yeah.
And he's wonderful.
Yeah.
And so he told me to go on over to the hospital and let him check it out. He thought it was a blood clot or an infection, but it turned out it was cancer, and it was in my brain now, here, my right lung, and my liver. And I was upset about that because I thought Imfinzi had given me another cancer.
It just exposed it.
It just exposed,
Which is a good
thing. You sound like Dr. Regavon.
Yeah, no, I trust me, I've seen a lot of it. We hear it all the time.
It exposed it.
Yeah.
So they did, and I had a real bad stutter. I had developed a stutter. And my radiation oncologist, Dr. Mark Jones, he had said, this was like over about 2.5 months ago, he said there must be something suppressing on the speech center in your brain. And they did an MRI without contrast and a CT scan. They did both to confirm that there was nothing there.
Right.
And no scan showed anything.
In the brain.
In the brain,
Okay.
nothing.
That's good.
Well, we thought it was good until I took the Imfinzi.
Okay.
That exposed
Right.
that it was something in the brain.
Right.
So they did a radiation treatment to my brain this past Friday, and woke up the next morning and the stutter was gone. So when they didn't see anything on the scans, they attributed to the medicine or maybe how my body was responding to the chemo treatments. And they said it'll go away. In time, it'll go away. But obviously, it wasn't going to go away. Because when they did the radiation to my brain, and I woke up the next morning, I no longer have that stutter. And what Dr. Regavon had done when he first noticed this a week ago, when I told him about this a week ago, is he ordered a test called a Foundation 1.
Haven't heard of that one.
Foundation 1 DNA test,
Okay.
because he said there had to be, for all this to show up, he said there had to be a mutated gene hiding somewhere. And the only way to find where it was and identify it so they could kill it was to do the DNA sequencing.
Okay.
And then he's going to do another, some kind of, I don't forget the name of it, but it's a genome test. He said, which will confirm what the DNA structure tells him, and that the DNA structure is accurate. And he said that's the only way they can identify it and treat it is they have to know which word it is and what type of gene it is.
That's amazing. I didn't know they could do that. So they're going to look through your whole body and find the gene that they think is causing the problem.
He said he's 100% certain they will find it.
Wow, that's good.
And so, but like I said, I can't wait to see. I see Dr. Jones, Dr. Mark Jones. He's the radiation oncologist.
You see a doctor today, right?
I thought it was today.
Okay.
But it's not the next. They called just before Jeff came to get me.
Okay.
And and said Dr. Regabon wants to schedule an appointment to see you tomorrow. I said, well, I have one with him today. Yeah. And she said, no, it's the 19th.
Okay.
And so he scheduled it for tomorrow at 11 o'clock. So I guess he's got the results back.
Yeah, or he's waiting on something. What it looks like to me. Yeah, he's got the results.
Okay. So, but like I said, I can't wait to see Dr. Jones on Wednesday because I'm going to tell him you were correct. There was something pressing on the speech center in my brain. Right. For the radiation, one treatment of radiation to have taken away that stutter, just like that, it had to have been there, and it had to be, like Dr. Regabon said, it had to be seriously hiding.
Oh yeah, it's amazing what they can find. I hadn't heard any of that. I know they have DNA testing to tell, like, if you're a carrier or your family's a carrier for a certain cancer. Didn't you have that done with your mom? I was thinking.
For cervical cancer.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I didn't know. This is interesting. I'm hoping people hear that because I didn't know that was even available.
Now I haven't gone through the results for him yet because I won't see him till tomorrow. I thought it was today. Sorry about that. But I'll see him tomorrow, and I guess he'll go over that with me. But that one radiation treatment on Friday took that stutter away. So it had to.
Been pressing on something.
Dr. Jones was right, but no scan showed it.
Well, the good thing is if he shot it with radiation, it may have reduced it, which might be something they can control and fix. So that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Well, we try to talk to people a little bit about their cancer journey. Were you just really nauseous when you finally found out you had cancer? What
I didn't know that I had cancer.
How did you find out?
It's a stage 4 now, but when I found out, it was a stage 3.
Okay.
How I found out, I didn't know it. A friend of mine, we like to take walks, and we were taking a walk, and we got about a block away from where we live, and all of a sudden, I just started falling down. Every time I went to take a step, I would fall.
Really?
And I like the way this one guy said, he said, you weren't falling, God was pushing you down.
Telling you something's wrong.
Telling you something's wrong.
I love people that can come up with the positive side of it because I would have never thought about that.
I had no idea, no signs, no nothing. And so she said after the 4th time, I fell down in like 4 times in 5 minutes, less than 5 minutes. And she said, no, something is absolutely wrong, and I'm calling EMS. So I didn't want her to do it at first, but she said, no. She said, you can't even stand up. She said, I'm calling EMS. So I said, okay. So she called them. When they got there, and this was May 28th of this year. When they got there, and you couldn't get into a hospital emergency room on your own at this point. No. So when they came, my blood, never had hypertension, still don't. When they came, my blood pressure was 158 over 113, and my heart rate was 186. I said, that can't be right. And he said, you want me to take it again? I said, yeah, take it again. So
try another machine.
So he took it again. And basically, it was the same thing. And he said, it's a wonder your heart hasn't popped. Yeah. And he said, I would love to take you to the emergency room, but I have to have your permission. And my friend said, take her. And he said, that's very kind, but I need her to say it. And I said, okay, take me. So they took me to the emergency. They called it in as a code 1. Whatever that means. So I get there, they're already waiting for me, and they say, take her to room 18. She's going to 18. So we get in there, and everybody's in there getting me hooked up to this and that. Great Start IV, the neurology resident, he comes in, he's asking his questions. Have you ever experienced anything like this before? Have you ever had a syncope episode before? I said, I didn't pass out. I didn't faint. I said, I was just falling down. So he said, have you ever done that before? And I said, no, never. So he said, I'm going to get a portable CAT scan and a regular CAT scan. One's gonna confirm the other. And I said, okay, all right. So when portable guy came in, did his, then they took me for the regular. So when they bring me back into the room, the neurology resident is on their heels. He comes in, he says, there's nothing wrong with your brain. He said, I was looking for any abnormalities, any bleeds, any ruptures, anything. He said, there's nothing in your brain. He said, I would like to do one more scan. I said, okay, what scan is that? He said, I would like to get one of your chest and in your abdominal area. Now I'm thinking this is a head guy, but he wants to do something in abdomen. So I said, okay, all right. So he said, they're gonna come get you. And he said, I'll be back in as soon as they bring you back. I said, okay. They came, got me, took me down there, brought me back. He's on their heels again. He comes in, he says, well, I have bad news. I said, what's that? He said, looks like you have lung cancer. Wow. And I said, is that it? And he's looking at me like, okay, I just told you have lung cancer. And you asked me, is that it? I said,
at least we know.
I said, well, I said, don't pay me any attention. I said, I just have real strong faith in God and whatever, is his will. I said, but why do you think I have lung cancer? So he told me how a cancerous tumor works as opposed to a non-cancerous tumor. He said it'll start to sprout what they call grow legs, and start to attach to the closest blood supply. Right. And he said, and that's what has happened here. He said it has attached to the lymph nodes in your left lower lobe and your chest wall. And he said, I've already contacted Dr. BJ, he called his name, Regabon. He said he's one of our chemo oncologists, and he's going to come up and see you. He said as soon as they get a bed, shouldn't be long, he's going to come up and see you. And I said, okay, all right. So wasn't long, he came up, and so he was telling me, first he started out talking about in my lung, then he was asking me the same questions about, have you ever fallen down before, this and that,
That's what started this.
That's what started this. And I said, no. And I said, it must have been God telling me, something's wrong. Yeah. I said, because I have no idea. So he told me they were going to do a biopsy, and the biopsy would allow him to stage it. And I said, okay, all right, tell him what type of cancer it was. So they did that, and so they said, he said it was stage 3, non-small cell lung cancer. Mm-hmm. And so he told me that when I got out, that I was to come and see him, call his office. He gave me his card, come see him, so we can get started on a treatment plan. Go through all the preliminaries, get started on a treatment plan. He said, but neurology still want to run some tests to find out why I was falling down. To this day, they don't know. So it wasn't nobody but God saying there's something wrong that you don't know about. Yeah. But I got to get you in there.
Wow.
So that's how I found out.
It's the crazy symptoms that people don't think about that could be cancerous, and it's interesting to hear everybody's different stories on how they found out because we blow off symptoms that we think might be a mild cold or something simple, and it turns out, and by that time it's too late. But it sounds like they caught you pretty early.
They say they did.
But while we're here, we love hearing your story. And we fibbed a little bit. We wanted to hear your story and talk to you about your cancer journey, but Kelly and I have been talking about different things we can do in the community, and she's brought something with her. Kelly, you want to show her what that is?
We wanted to give you a
No!
Come on back up. Go on back up. So, we think that hopefully this will help out a little.
Oh my God!
And we're going to try and keep up with your story and what you do.
You're going to make me pass out.
Well, at least we know why you might fall down and pass out at this point.
Are you guys serious?
Yeah. That check's no good, but Mary's got the real one, so you can't take that one to the bank. We'll get you a check.
Jeff here said that everyone here loves you so much, and the fact that you go to get treatment and then come to work, it's amazing.
Well, if God gives me his strength, I said, as long as he gives me his strength, I'm going to keep moving.
There you go.
Well, there you
oh
go.
my gosh, are you serious?
Yeah, yes. You are the best person for it. You are the best person for it.
Well, we like to end these. We're going to start ending these.
You can't keep this one, but you can hold it for a minute.
Yeah.
So while you're holding that, we try to do things. Every time we do something, an event or whatever, we all yell cancer sucks, all right? So on the count of 3, we're all going to yell cancer sucks, all right? On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Cancer sucks!
Thank you.
Oh, God. Can I give you guys a hug?
Absolutely. Let me put my mask on so I don't want to get recorded.
I don't have my mask.
I don't want to press
I'll
up.
give you a hug.
We're definitely
Thank you
huggers.
so much. Thank you so
I hope it helps out. We'll keep up with your journey with
will.
Jeff.
I want you to hold it steady one more time, because every time I took the picture, your head was like this.
Oh, shoot.
Okay, one more time.
I told you they didn't have no money.
Yeah, hope it helps.
Wow.
Hopefully it helps.
It will. Do you all need any volunteers? I've been telling Jeff that I'll let you all know that I'd be more than happy to volunteer. I would like to volunteer. This is before he even got us a t-shirt
Absolutely.
or a sweatshirt.
You focus on yourself for now,
Yeah,
and when
and
that
then-
time comes, we'd be glad to have you help us do whatever you want to do. So, be
You
safe.
can count me in.
Well, thank you.
Lola, you can count me in.
You are inspiration.
Thank
Man,
you.
that was beautiful. I appreciate you guys coming out. Yes, and I'm proudly. I got the sticker on my car too.
Well, thank you. Thank
Yeah.
I don't know what to say.
you. Well, I guess you have to go back to work. I have no idea.
It's
Just,
lunchtime
God
now.
bless y'all. And I'm serious. As soon as you all will allow me, because I'm ready now. I have asked you about that, haven't I, Jeff?
Yeah, you
I'm
did.
serious.
You did. I said take care of yourself first.
yeah.
Get
Exactly
better.
right.
You
And
will.
as soon as you all allow me, I will be there.
Well, let's make sure you're okay first, and then we'd hate for you to help us out and something else interfere with your journey.
We
But
can't
let's
really
just
have
make sure.
events now anyway.
But you know what? I don't think anything will, because everything that could have possibly gotten in the way, God, like he says, no way. He didn't say a weapon wouldn't form against you. He said it won't prosper. And every weapon that has tried to form, he says, he's taken care of it. He's gotten rid of it. Every weapon, he's gotten rid of it. And I would ask them this morning, I say, have you all noticed anything?
I know.
I know.
Come on.
He's Jarbo. We didn't know you stuttered in the first place. You know?
But Joy did. I asked her. She said, you're not stuttering anymore.
Well, there you go.
The radiation things.
Thank y'all so much. God bless you
God
all.
bless you.
Nice to meet you, Claudette.
Same here. Same here.
And we'll keep up with what you
Nice to meet you.
Same here.
enjoy the rest of your day.
Hey, Mary.
Good job.
How you doing?
Enjoy the rest of your day.
Can I give you all this? Can I donate this back to Shirley's
No.
Way?
No. Hey folks, we just left the job site and we surprised Miss Claudette with a $500 check, and you know they told us she was full of energy. What did you think?
Oh, bundles of energy.
It amazes me people's outlook on things, and it didn't seem to bother. What was her words? The doctor said you've got lung cancer, and she said what?
She said, that's it?
Yeah, she acted like it was the cold or the flu.
Yeah.
But she seemed to have a lot of faith, and I don't know, just watching the video and being there, listening to how much she really believes that this isn't in her hands was pretty inspirational.
Yeah, she's an amazing person. Thank you all so much for watching that. Make sure you tune in next time to our Shirley's Talk TV. And if you want to nominate someone for this $500 giveaway, please send their name and a story to info@shirleysway.com, and my team and myself will go through and pick one.
You got a couple coming up that you've told me about. They're going to be even just as inspirational. So like Kelly said, go out, subscribe, click the bell in YouTube to be notified when we do new videos. And that way you don't have to go look for it. It'll automatically send you a notification that we have something coming up, and you'll be able to watch it. All right. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
See you in later.